Hispanic Texan has 1/3 the political value of a white Texan under this.
Latinos for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Mexicans for Trump, whatever, Texans for Trump, whatever the hell you guys want to call it in Texas, you guys are a bunch of idiots. You guys are literally the masters to your own demise. You guys voted for an administration that is f***ing you guys over in Texas. One white man's vote will count for 3 Hispanic votes in Texas under this new redistricting that just went down in Texas. You guys literally just shot yourself in the foot with this one. All for what? For thinking that you're better than another brown person just because you got papers? Just because you're a citizen?
Paper is not helping. Do not get me wrong. The paper of being a citizen is not helping. Latinos are already crying. They're already shouting. They're already saying, I didn't vote for this. I didn't really come for this. I thought I'm always shouting they should go. It is affecting them now. Anyways, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If it's the first time seeing, do it, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. I think the Latinos for Trump are just in that stage of FO. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. Every videos and stitches you see, credit belongs to the original creators of those videos. I stand a chance to be corrected wherever you think I'm wrong. Do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for always coming to support. Let's dive right into this video. There's a lot to be learned. Educational purpose.
To the Latinos that voted for him, you will never, and I repeat, never be white. You will never be accepted as one of them, and you certainly are not exempt from the racism that is this racist ass regime. When that lady put in her post, alligators' lives matter, and she mentioned a number, that number being 65 million. Do you know how many Latinos are in the United States? Approximately 65 million, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Approximately 60+ million people. So guess what? They weren't just talking about the illegal immigrants, because data actually says that there are 10 to about 12 illegal, undocumented folks in the United States. They're talking about you. They're talking about people like us, because we are not exempt from the racism that is rooted in what these people believe in, and frankly, the foundation of this country that was built on the stealing of land from indigenous people by immigrants that came here from Europe. But when you think that you are better than an immigrant because your family came here the right way, remember that this land was actually stolen from day one. So when you think that you are better because you're second generation or third generation because you've been an American for a longer amount of time, I hope that you never have to experience a time where you have to flee a country for your own safety or that of your family. So when you think that you are somehow not going to be affected by any of this, when you think that you don't have to care, what happens if you are next? What happens if it's someone that you personally know? And I know already, because we've seen it. We've seen the clips of people that supported him, diehard supporters that are now crying on the news because their family members are getting deported and they thought that they would never be impacted. You see, in this country, so many people lack empathy. They are unwilling or somehow unable to think beyond themselves, and then we run into these situations. Wake up. The proximity to whiteness isn't serving you, and it's not serving the community. You have to recognize what is happening, because ultimately they're not just going after criminals. And all of this is connected to so many things that impact our community and frankly are holding us back, like anti-blackness and colorism and internalized racism. And if you think that these are woke words, look them up and you will realize what exists, what has existed in our community for a very long time.
Who will Latinos even think they'll be treated equally? Like, why? Why do you think that you guys are going to be treated equally? Is it possible? Normal, we know US as normal. They, even for Black Americans, they've not even treated them equal. Is it you? This finding out stage is really terrible. It's terrible on Latinos. Sorry, specifically Latinos for Trump. Let's continue this video and I'll be back with commentaries, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
The comical irony that it takes 3 Hispanics to equal 1 white vote and 5 black people to equal 1 white vote in Texas. But you guys are actively trying to deport documented and undocumented Hispanic people. So but it takes 3 of them and 5 of us.
Texas Republicans are at it again, suppressing the Black and Latino political power here in Texas. Tarrant County commissioners voted to cut 100 polling sites in Tarrant County, one of the largest counties here in Texas. Tarrant County Judge Tim O'Hare defended this decision, saying he's expecting reduced voter turnout since it's not a presidential election. But we know it's because Texas Republicans are worried about the midterm elections coming in 2026. Months before redistricting became a state issue, Tarrant County commissioners voted to redistrict Tarrant County to be more Republican friendly. Again, this is ahead of midterm elections coming up in 2026. Tarrant County is home to Fort Worth, Texas, one of the most diverse cities in the state and the 3rd largest Black population in Texas. Texas Republicans know that their policies aren't popular, so they're cheating to win, they're cutting maps in their favor, and they're suppressing the votes of communities of color.
That gap is really bad. 1 vote for 3, counting for 3. What did Black America really do to US? What did they really do? And that is why when you see these Latinos shouting, oh, we are for Trump. Yeah, we voted for Trump. I hate it when I see their videos, when they are crying and lamenting online. Yeah, I cannot buy gas. I cannot do this. I cannot even eat. Now I need to go and look for a place and stay. I am homeless. Like, I laugh at them when I see something like that. I'm not good at laughing at people's situation. But when you see somebody's, which language should I use? I don't know the appropriate language to use for it. God, help me. When you see somebody's, should I call it stupidity? Or what do I call it? You just have to laugh. You just have to laugh. Because what even give you that mindset that you are going to be treated equally as white? You are not. You are not anywhere close to white as far as US is concerned. You are Latinos. And the moment you realize that it's better for you, and then you went ahead to go and vote, I'll come back with commentaries.
I don't understand. This is not what we voted for.
Did you see that Texas Republicans passed their gerrymandered maps, diluting Black and brown votes and hoping that Republican Latinos help them win in 2026? What this new redistricting does is put a lot of Latinos that make up 40% of the population in Texas in areas surrounded by Republican voters. Even the new Latino district that Republicans are bragging about does not have the power they're saying it does. So in this new Latino district, it is filled with Latinos who cannot vote or do not vote. So this new Latino district doesn't add anything to the Latino voting power. Also, these gerrymandered maps have merged Democratic districts. This will cause for representatives like Al Green to have a tougher time regaining his seats and pin Democratic representatives against each other in the same district. This puts a lot of seats being held by Black and brown Democratic leaders in jeopardy in 2026. And it dilutes the voting power of Black and brown Democratic voters by putting them in Republican districts. And on top of all this, Republicans are hoping that even with everything they're doing against the Latino community, that Republican Latinos stick with them in 2026. Republicans are banking on Latinos for Trump to do the work for them and help them consolidate power even more by pushing Democrats out in 2026. They're doing all of this to take away the power of Black and brown voters. This shows how powerful our vote is. If it wasn't for these sneaky tactics, Texas would have gone blue a long time ago. So specifically for Latinos for Trump, stop being a pawn in these Republicans' games. They already fooled you in 2024 and you see them rampaging through our communities. And now they're banking on you falling for their BS again and going out and voting for them in 2026. So this is the time to redeem yourself.
I don't know if you know this, but even if you're a registered Republican, you don't have to vote Republican. You can realize the error of your ways and vote for someone who does not want you destroyed systemically. So even though this is happening in Texas, and who knows what's going to happen in the rest of the country, but it seems like it's still going to come down to people and elections. And I hope in 2026, people go out and vote against fascism.
Belief and whatever condescending fairy tales you may have been spoon-fed, you can in fact mess with Texas. The bumper sticker was always more slogan than law, really. A swaggering bluff shouted over Lone Star beer and barbecue smoke. And now it has been revealed as nothing but a cheap shot of bravado. Because when the orange bronze devil made a phone call, every last one of these blithering Republican idiots came crawling on hands and knees. They won't fight, they won't resist, they won't even feign independence. They'll just kiss the ring and whatever else they're told to kiss, then strut back to Austin calling it victory for the Republic. On August 20th, the Texas House passed a new set of gerrymandered redistricting maps, 88 to 52. Handing Republicans an artificial advantage in 5 Democratic-leaning districts. Democrats fled the state, breaking quorum in an attempt to block the bill. It was their Alamo, their last stand in defense of the people's right to vote. But the gavel still fell and the maps went through. Not governance, conquest. And this is where the hypocrisy cuts deepest. For a century, Texas sold itself as the line in the sand. Remember the Alamo. Remember Goliad. Remember the ranchers who stood against the heavy hand of Washington. This is supposed to be the state that spit in the eye of federal overreach, the state that bragged it could be its own country, the state that prided itself on independence and fire. But all of that was just theater, because when Trump wags his fingers, the mighty cowboys of Texas crawl to him like beggars. They've proved that the only thing bigger in Texas is the bullshit. And here's the question that should really haunt every Texan with a shred of pride left. How did the Don't Mess with Texas crowd become the most obedient lapdogs in America? How did the state that prided itself on standing tall become the state that kneels first and longest? Was all that talk about independence and honor just bullshit for the tourist? A carnival act for campaign ads? Because when the moment came to prove it, Texas Republicans folded like a paper sack. The Democrats who fled to break quorum may have been mocked, but history will remember them as the only ones in the room with the guts to fight. They tried to hold the line. They tried to honor the people who elected them. They tried to shout that Texas is not for sale. And though they lost, they still stood taller than the cowards who crawled. So yes, you can in fact mess with Texas. And the proof of that is that Texas Republicans are doing it for themselves, gleefully, shamelessly, and on command. They've sold the soul and legacy of Texas to a New York City con man who's never cared for the state and never will. And remember that, Texas. Remember it when you vote. Remember it when you see these puffed up men in their boots and their hats pretending to carry the soul of the place. Because they don't. They've already traded it away. They betrayed Texas. They are not cowboys. They are not rebels. They are Trump's little boys. All hat, no cattle. Governable cowards who sold Texas for a wink from a slick city boy that's living off of daddy's money. And that is a shame they should never be allowed to outlive. And when the dust settles, remember this too. Individual liberty was supposed to be the cornerstone of Texas. That was the creed carved into the stone, the anthem sung from every porch and pasture. And it wasn't Greg Abbott who carried that torch. It wasn't the hollow speaker, Dustin Burrows, or the Republican bootlickers drawing lines in secret. It was the Democrats who walked out. The ones who broke quorum, who gave the state the stiff backbones it was promised. That is the most Texas thing I've ever seen. Not kneeling, not cowering, not begging for scraps from a gilded table, but standing tall in the face of power and saying no. A middle finger to the establishment and the goddamn governor. That's the cowboy shit right there.
I'm done feeling for anybody. I'm not feeling for anybody. The only people I feel for, the only people I really, my heart is breaking for, are those ones that didn't really option for this. But to all Latinos for Trump that voted for Trump, congratulations, because the section just started. This is just primary school. You've not even entered the high school or college yet. Because trust me, more is definitely going to unfold. You see, it is not only going to start from the end of deportation. You know, when Latinos keep shouting, oh, if you are illegal immigrant, they should just deport you. If you're undocumented, go, let them go. They actually thought that after the election, Trump can actually come and be like, oh, you people are my people. You know, the annoying, stupid part of some of these Latinos is that they knew that some of their people or some of their relative or their father or their mother, they are also not documented. They are also illegal. You understand? But it doesn't care. It doesn't really matter. As far as it is not affecting my own passport, as far as it is not affecting me, why do I need to care? Go and make it legal and come back. I saw a particular video where one Latino was like, yeah, I am Latinos for Trump. I voted for Trump. And yeah, even if my parents are not legal, they should go and make it legal. Nobody's saying that you should go to a particular country illegally, right? I hate it when something is not even legal on my own end. Yes, I've gotten different means that I can actually move to the US, but I told myself, if I am not 100% comfortable by myself, if I am not 100% getting the right documents, if I am not 100% knowing that if I land in the US today, I'm going to like spend my own personal pocket money for over 1 year, even before I get my balance, I am not going. That's the kind of person that I am. And I wonder why a lot of people are not thinking towards this. A lot of people will tell you that, oh, we're just going there to go and look for greener pastures and the rest of that. And then you went ahead to vote against you that is looking for the same greener pasture, and you want me to come here and start throwing pity whenever we see your videos. I see some of them in my comments and be like, oh, you do not just come here and start putting our videos that we regret voting for Trump. Yes, we regret that. I will do this, we'll do that. I just laugh at them. I laugh because the series just began. You know, when they said you are in a school, right? And they say you have to learn the hard way. Do you understand how English I say? You have to learn the hard way. You see all of these things that is happening? Trump is planning something bigger. I thought I saw one lady that said she don't know what she's feeling, but she feel like something more bigger is coming. And that something more bigger that is coming like in a negative way, not in a positive way. Anyways, we just pray and hope that everything just subside and everything just move into good shape, because to be honest, are we not tired of seeing all of this? We're tired already. We just want to be hearing the good part of US. We just want to go back to those days where you see us shouting, USA is that country that every single person want to go to, tourists and so on and so forth, airports intact and every other stuff. And I hope that particular day comes fast. But for Latinos for Trump, enjoy what you voted for. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and let me know what your thoughts is in the comment section. And yes, with no further ado, like I say in my videos, I'm going to be simple, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't touch the dial. Bye. I love you.